y'all, it's Warren. I'm back with another tutorial. Yeah, this is Radiohead's new song Staircase, and if you're watching this, you probably saw me struggle through my acoustic arrangement of this cool new song. So without any further ado, let's get to breaking down what's happening in the music, okay? So this tutorial, I'm going to talk a lot more about music theory and kind of how I came up with my arrangement of it, because as you can see, you know, I don't have two drummers, you know, and a whole band to back me up, and I'm trying to kind of condense what I hear in the music into a single guitar part. Obviously you can't get every little detail, but you can get the main gist of it. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how to kind of come up with kind of any arrangement of any song, just taking certain things like the melody and the little riffs that you hear, the melodic stuff, the harmony, and the rhythm. If you guys saw my last tutorial on Lotus Flower, I did sort of like not sort of a traditional thing when I did my two-person acoustic version with my friend Brian. We did a little conversation about music theory, and this is more of where that came from. So without any further ado, it's EADGBE. You're gonna have to tune your guitar to standard tuning. Oh my goodness. And the song basically has three parts, okay? So little bit of a tweak here and there when you look at the basement version, but it's essentially three parts, okay? So the first part is sort of the intro and the verse, okay? So we're gonna do D minor to A minor. Walk down the staircase, walk down the staircase. There we go. G, magnetic pole, F, and then kind of an E minor there, and then you repeat. Back to the other place, A minor, G major, where can I go, F major, to E minor, and then when you're ending the verse, you throw another F in there, okay? So now, what version of these chords am I playing? I'm kind of just doing these three-note versions, okay? If you can see this, I'm really only playing three notes. How many notes are in a minor chord? If you've studied any music theory, you'd know that a minor chord is comprised of three notes, specifically the root, the flat third, and the fifth of the chord, okay? And then the same thing with A minor, okay? So what am I doing? Tab it out, dude. Okay, so it's X5, 7, X6. Now this is not what Radiohead does, but it sounds like it because it's the same chord, okay? So A minor, you're gonna see more of that as we go forth from here. Go forth from here. What am I saying? A minor, 5, 7, X5, okay? Three notes again, that's your root, your flat third, and your fifth of the chord. And then a major chord is comprised of a root, a third, and a fifth. So there's your G, so 3, 5, X, 4, and everything else is muted. You bring the same shape down for F, okay? And then E minor is 0, 2, X, 0. Okay, so here we go, I'll show you that again. X5, 7, X6, walk down the staircase, 5, 7, X5. 3, 5, X4, magnetic pole, 1, 3, X2, 0, 2, 0, okay? Back to the other place, where I cannot go, okay? You throw that F in there, okay? So now, why do you throw that F in there? I don't know, Radiohead just likes to link the F to the next section, so it's not really an E minor unless you're going to repeat the second part of that first verse, okay? So that F leads you to the next section here. We got a C, kind of a C minor, but Johnny is playing this cool thing. He's doing it super, super, super high. He's like... basically that, okay? So he's got this melodic part, this kind of arpeggiated chord, And what we're doing is we're throwing that down an octave. We'll be like, hey, go down, go down. We get this down an octave. So we've got the same thing, okay? So X3, X, 5, X3, okay? So I'm really just kind of barring it, okay? But you can't tell because I'm not plucking those strings. But X3, X5, X3. So G minor, that's 3X, X3, X3. They're all on the same fret, okay? And this is an F major add 9 here. So 1, 3, X2, X3. Then you got an E minor, okay? Now you gotta kind of take notice of what Johnny's doing here. Electric guitars out there, you just set your loop pedal to go 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You kind of loop right there. And what you do is when you play that, that's going to repeat. And someone else is going to play that, okay, if you have like 2 acoustic guitars doing it. But you can kind of just play it all in sequence like I did. And what you get is the sound of... something crazy like that, where you get these looping figures, right? Now, what's Johnny playing there? If you notice in the basement version, he does a different thing every time, and yet there's still a similar flavor between all of them, okay? What that's called is E minor. It's the E minor scale. So when there's an E minor chord, he's playing an E minor scale and kind of using those notes from the scale to just kind of improvise, okay? And so what you do is you take the E minor scale, and he's specifically using the flat 6th degree to the 5th, and then the 4th, flat 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st, depending on kind of where he is in the song, just whatever. You can kind of do that and experiment. You can kind of go... whatever, you get that same flavor if you play the E minor scale. So the music theory, you see, it's starting to help kind of shape this kind of weird little unique acoustic guitar arrangement that I kind of threw together, right? So with music theory and kind of training your ear to get the little bits and pieces that you hear from the music, you can begin to kind of harness all that. And really the music it's bigger than the guitar. It's kind of beyond the guitar. The guitar is just the instrument that you happen to have in your hands. So if you don't get what I mean, philosophical bit, you know, come talk to me for Skype lessons or something like that. So plug over. So anyway, so that's basically that section there. Okay, so C again, C minor. Johnny's just playing a C5 though. G minor. F add 9. Got this figure. Okay, so now this brings us to the final section. Okay, you got the chorus, essentially. The pot is full, the secrets to be told, or let me take control. Okay, so you got this, and I just decided to do it up here. It's the same chord as D minor. Oh my gosh, same chord, 2 different places. I wanted to do it up here just to kind of change it up and get some sliding action there. Just a little bit of a touch there. I don't know if I even pulled that off successfully during the cover, but it's 10, 12, X, 10, if you want to play it up here. I'm using my thumb, but you can easily use your index finger, midget hands. So changes the order up of the chords in the verse, but you do G next, G major, same G that you had before, A minor, same A minor that you had before. So now this is interesting. This is a C2 over E. If you listen closely, there's not just a C major chord over E. At first glance, that's kind of what most people would think it is, but there's this little D thrown in there, okay? So that's a C add 2 over E, okay? So now that's in place of the E minor that was there before, but this one is kind of a little bit more of almost a hopeful sound versus the kind of more just basically dark kind of sound of the E minor, okay? Let me take control. Back to F, same thing. secrets to be told. Secrets to be told. Okay? So now you might be wondering, that's pretty much the whole song, right? So you might be wondering how I kind of did little embellishments. You know, if you liked them, that is, you know. If you didn't like them, forget this part. But if you like the little embellishments that I added, I'm just kind of going. What I'm essentially doing is I'm taking notes in the C major scale, okay? C major, and I'm just kind of adding them to the stuff that's here, okay? Meaning here are my fingers, and I'm looking for notes that I can kind of use to accompany it, make it more enriched, kind of like a super crazy version of the chords. Instead of just D minor, I got D minor, and I add a 9, and A minor, and I add a 9, and then a little 11th there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up some music theory, and I also give Skype lessons. Plug number 2. Wow, can I get any worse? So G, and then G sus4 a little bit, and then you got your F to your little 9th suspension to the 10th. Okay, so then you got your E minor basic thing that we did before. And so those are little things that I would add. And you hear, just go through the cover, you know, I tried to throw in a kind of like here and there, just interesting stuff, just peppered throughout. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking the basic song, taking the basic chord structure and the groove of it, and I want to add kind of my own little versions of stuff here and there, you know. Not very articulate today, but you know, I just wanted to kind of embellish and make it my own. And you can do that with a whole bunch of songs. You know, you can take the melody and a scale, kind of just like combine it with a chord. Here's an example, you know. Who says chords have to be static? You can add melodies throughout the chords. Now, kind of, hopefully that helps expand the way you sort of approach the guitar. You know, this is kind of something I do just for fun, is I like to take songs and make solo arrangements of them, even though they have no business being on one acoustic guitar. You could sort of see what I did with Subterranean, Homesick Alien, and Body Snatchers way back in the day. And so hopefully that's helpful. And you can always get in contact with me, Warren Lane, on Skype. That's L-A-I-N, my last name. And on Facebook, facebook.com/WARRENMUSIC, one word. And in case you guys wanted to check it out, I'm working on a solo album, and I have a little outlet just to share the progress that I'm making on it. It's on SoundCloud. So soundcloud.com/WarrenLane. And you know, hope you like what I do on this channel. If you like it, subscribe and keep in touch. Okay? Take care. Enjoy.